And we're
Perfect. All right. You see the screen here?
yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. All right. Perfect. Thanks everybody for joining this morning. We are here to talk about the poster gallery walk for the upcoming Equity Summit, Moving Delaware Forward from Equity Awareness to Action. All right, so just here's what we'll talk. We'll talk a little bit about the event, explain the gallery walk, a little bit about the posters, and logistics and key dates. So just a little bit about the event. This Equity Summit is a co-designed event from many groups across the state of Delaware. So Healthy Communities Delaware is helping to kind of coordinate a lot of the efforts, but there's a lot of partners involved in making sure that this event is done in a way that addresses the equity needs across the state of Delaware and make sure everyone has a voice. It will be held on April 18th and 19th. That's a Thursday and a Friday. It'll be from 9 to 4, both days. And then concluding on the 19th, there's going to be a Blue Rocks game. And those who register, you can have free tickets to attend the Blue Rocks game with food. The whole event is free. We'll have awesome keynote speakers like Latasha Brown and U.S. Assistant Health Secretary Admiral Levine. Workshops, breakout sessions, some film screenings hosted by the Department of Education, wellness and restoration sessions like yoga and sound bath, the Blue Rocks game, and it's all inclusive. There will be transportation, child care, meals and snacks for those who would like to partake in those. You can register and find out more at equityactionde.com. That's wrong. It's equityactionde.com. Make a note to update that slide. All right.
And we encourage you all to register if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, we're up to over 100 registrations and 200 folks for the Blue Rocks game. So it is filling up. And it's at the Chase Center, I didn't mention, at the Chase Center on the Wilmington Riverfront. So the transportation, the hope is to have chartered buses from Sussex, probably like Georgetown, Middletown, Dover, for those who would have a need. And then we'll assess those needs based on those who say they need transportation, could use help with your transportation.
The current
Okay.
transportation plan is for a pickup in Georgetown, a pickup in Dover, and then transportation from there to the Chase Center, and then return to Dover to drop off and return to Georgetown to drop off. But that may adjust as registrations come in and we assess all the needs and the demand for it.
Thank you. All right, so the gallery walk. The gallery walk is, in essence, a poster session. So it's a space where you can share the important work that you're doing around equity in Delaware. So you'll have the chance to design a poster and have it displayed at the event and also in a virtual gallery. There will be some designated times throughout the event for just networking and discussion on your posters. So you would have the opportunity to kind of stand with your poster if you desire, and help, kind of present your work and talk with your different stakeholders about what the work is and what your next steps are and what your needs and plans could be. There will also be a virtual gallery, if you will. So during the event and after the event, there will be an online space where the posters will be presented, and all your contact information, website, if you've got a video on YouTube, or a white paper, or photos, anything else that you would want to add to tell the story about that work can be put on this virtual space. And then you'll get like a QR code that you can have with your poster, or to share however you like, so that you can keep telling the story, and connecting people to this work virtually. And then you'll also get to take the physical poster home, so you can use that physical poster after the event to use during tours, or different presentations on the work, or what have you. So it would be, all of this would, you'll have a multitude of ways to share this work, and it's all yours to keep.
And also during the event, we're planning a gallery walk reception. I think it's at the end of day one. So during that time, there'll be a designated time for folks to network, come walk through the gallery, view the posters, network with one another. That would give you also an opportunity to speak with any of the participants if you wanted to, stand by your poster and talk about your work and tell your story and interact with participants. There'll also be a dedicated time for that, at the same time that the posters are, or the gallery walk is open all day, each day during the event.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Okay, so here are some just visuals on what this could look like. Obviously, this is not the Chase Center, but here on the left, this photo would, the posters will be on an easel. The easel will be provided, and they'll be already set up for you if you choose to have assistance with the printing. The printing costs can be covered, and basically all the work can be done for you behind the scenes to get your poster to the Chase Center for the 18th and 19th. But it's really like the posters are kind of lined up throughout the space where this dedicated space for the posters. They'll be there displayed both days, and there will, and it's just, anybody can walk through, talk, stand, join together, and kind of share all this important work that's happening. I keep having a thought and I'm losing it, so hopefully it comes back. And then the virtual space here on the right, that's kind of like what the virtual layout will look like. So it'll be almost like a Pinterest board of posters. And everyone's will be kind of online in this, and you'll have a designated tile, and then you can click on it and it's going to take you into more information about whatever poster is selected. So this would be this big view is kind of like the main page of the virtual gallery. And then each poster can be clicked on to go in, and that's where you can have a full screen display of the poster, all the collaborators, a short description about the work if you would like, and all those like linked documents, if you choose to include any. So the posters are there to tell the story about, the important work that's happening around the vital conditions and urgent needs in Delaware. So we are hoping to use this wheel as an opportunity to kind of align the work within these categories. So when your poster is submitted, or perhaps when you create your poster, you might choose to select some of these. These are the urgent services over here. So that's like healthcare and homeless services, food assistance, all those services that you need to live. And then the vital conditions, basic needs for health and safety, lifelong learning, meaningful work and wealth, humane housing, thriving in the natural world, reliable transportation. We hope you don't have to, it's not a requirement, but it would be nice to align the work along these all these conditions to, maybe we can like group the posters together. It's a way to filter on the online gallery, but then also just showcase the broad spectrum of work and what it takes to reach equity and connect partners across some of these different facets, so that during the program, we can learn from one another through these posters, and hopefully connect some dots for this term that's called multi-solving, to make an action change in any of these areas. Just some general bits of information is like anyone can submit a poster. You could be an individual working on a specific project, maybe in your backyard. Groups and communities who are working together, committee work that's happening, an organizational initiative around equity efforts, entire neighborhoods that could be working together. And you may be involved in 3 of these different areas. And should you so desire, those 3 groups or you, or however that workload, and we're here to help to break down, you can do multiple posters. It doesn't just have to be one to cram in all the work into one space, but there is, if you've got 3 stories to tell and it makes sense to do it that way, that's absolutely an option.
And I'll also add that if you have something similar, a poster or something that you use when you attend conferences or are out in the community, anything that represents your organization, if you have an existing something like this, you can use that. There's no mandate that you quote unquote recreate the wheel.
Yep.
Certainly we're here to help you with that and provide, but this is also an opportunity for you to bring something that you may already have something like this. By all means, you can submit that. So you don't have to create other work for yourself if you have something similar to this in place already.
Thank you. Yep. And then, we hope that you'll join us for the event, but if you can't make it, but still want to share your work at the event, we welcome your poster to be there, and you get to keep the poster at the end of the event, yours to keep. There is more information on the vital conditions in this wheel up here on the top, on the Healthy Communities Delaware website. So these slides will be shared out. So you'll have, you can reference this after this presentation.
And if you go to the event website, equityactionde.com, you go to the gallery walk page that's on there, and all of these resources are available to you for download and access down at the bottom of the page. You'll see, click here for each of the things that you may be looking for.
And I wasn't watching the chat. Was there anything coming through? Any questions or anything?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, cool. Feel free to put any questions in the chat as we're talking, if you have any thoughts. All right. Okay, so here are just some examples of what a poster could look like. The hope would be lots of photos, make it descriptive. It doesn't have to be super wordy. If you have a QR code or a website or like social media, you can add those onto your poster so folks can get connected to your work. So it can be really photo heavy, it could be really picture heavy, it could be a combination. The choice is really yours. There are some pre-made templates. This slide's probably confusing now that I look at it, but this is just like screenshots of the poster templates. that are available. So if you're not sure where to get started, these templates might help. It could be as simple as just like one large photo of vital conditions and a QR code to your website. You may have a little bit more structure already, and your story already written out. So perhaps you have more words on yours. It's really up to you. These are just examples. The templates are available. You do not have to use them. You absolutely can use them, and they're completely editable. So you can start with one just to have the dimensions, 24 by 36 inches. And then just scrap it and start over.
Someone asked in the chat if there's a size requirement. It is 24 by 36.
Thank you. Inches.
Yes, 24 by 36 inches.
All right. So this might be a little confusing. I'll change the slide here. So here on the left, this is an example of a poster that Healthy Communities Delaware has already created. So you'll probably see this one at the event within the gallery walk. It is not built into one of those templates you will see. So just to point out, like, that's not okay. That is okay that it's not in a template. You know, the vital conditions are listed on there, where the work takes place, and the vision and tenets of the work. So it, you know, hopefully doesn't have to be super complicated. It does not have to be a technical representation in any way. It's just whatever are the visuals and words that tell your story. Some types of projects for the posters. This is by no means exhaustive, but it could be like if you have a community assessment or a revitalization plan, collaborations across organizations that improve equity, programs that improve equity, policy, systems, environmental changes that you're working on, work that touches on any of the vital conditions, and work that touches on any of the urgent services to improve equity. All, you know, it's really broad. So whatever you're doing to help level the playing field for the people in your population, I think it's important, and it's a great opportunity to showcase that work. And you know, that's really broad types of projects. You know, it could be like adding a bike lane in your community, dual, you know, work around the, you know, increasing doula services throughout the state. Patrick, chime in if you've got some projects, like more specific things.
Yeah, I mean, anything and everything that you're doing, it really is relevant. So I would say not, you know, we don't have any kind of boundaries on it. I mean, tell your story, whatever your organization is doing impactfully in the community. You know, and it's, you know, we want to kind of open the floor up to you to share your work and tell your story and connect with the community.
Thank you. Okay, so how to create your poster. I think one thing is like doing it digitally on a computer makes a cleaner presentation and will enable you to use some printing services. But you know, just think about your audience. You can use the templates to kind of help with an outline. Write your content first. Don't try to like fit it into the blocks on one of the templates as your writing process. You know, kind of put it on paper first and see how much you have to say, and then think about how that design might come together. Here's some specifics on the specs here. So again, the poster size should be 24 by 36 inches in size. And so that should be landscape, the long horizontal orientation. Again, if you've got something and these are not the dimensions and this is not how it's laid out, that's not a problem in any way. Just some recommendations on font size. For your title, like around like 72 point font and up. And for your body text, I'm just kind of jumping down. There are some subtitle and headers, but then your body text around like 24 to 48 inch point font. Those will be good to kind of be able to read your poster at an arm's length distance. You know, words, you don't even have to like write anything out if photos tell your story better. But words can help too. So I think just less can be more when it comes to words. It does not have to be super scientific or technical to get the point across on what's being worked on. I think photos are a good representation of what the work is and who you are. Icons like those for the vital conditions and or other icons can be helpful visuals to display the work. And in the templates, those vital conditions and urgent service icons are in the templates that you can use. For the language, do the poster in your language of preference or your choice. There's no requirement on what language that the poster has to be in. And just proofread your work, maybe have somebody else proofread your work. It doesn't hurt to have an extra set of eyes to kind of finalize the process. Some tools that are available to you. There is a free QR code generator link here. So if you would like to use a QR code to link to a video, your website, your social media, your Facebook page, you can use this one or any one that you prefer. We have links to the poster templates, so they're available in PowerPoint, Google Slides, or Canva. For Canva, you would need to have or set up a Canva account to use the Canva templates. And the Canva is just a free online, a web-based design program. So there's no cost to it, but you would have to use your email address to sign up and log in to use the templates.
And if anyone does have a Canva account and uses Canva here, there is a free QR code generator within Canva if you go to the apps tab in Canva. If you're a Canva user and didn't know that's there for you, you don't need to go outside of Canva to create a QR code. But that only applies to those who are using Canva and have a Canva account.
All right, fun Canva fact. If you don't have PowerPoint, Google, or Canva, there is a free alternative to Microsoft Office called OpenOffice. So that's something that you could use and download the templates in there. When the posters are submitted, if you were going to use printing services through the conference organizers, then there are steps to save a PowerPoint presentation as a PDF if you're not sure how to do that. And there is free technical assistance, edit support from the Healthy Communities Delaware team. So a little bit more about that. The free technical assistance or edit support is totally optional. You can use it, you don't have to. And it can be, if you want someone to just like edit your work, right? You don't, just a proofread, fine. If you don't know where to start, don't have a whole lot of time, then you can meet with us and kind of dump your brain into ours, and we can take that information and help you build your poster. You can have up to 2 45-minute meetings with the team. And there will be a link here in a moment on you just like kind of request a date and time, and then someone will meet with you by Zoom. We're hoping to do these meetings before March 15th. That's really more important. The due date for the posters is March the 25th. So we want to just make sure we have enough time to get everything that you have, everything that you need to get the poster created. And you know, if you need some assistance in like actually getting that created, to allow the team to get that done. Okay, so I mentioned this like free printing a bunch of times. So here's the full information. So, oh, pardon me, here's my little voice. You're gonna have to do a different one, okay, bud? You're out of time on that one. Free printing. So the conference team has funds available to print posters. We hope that they are 24 by 36 template and are submitted by PDF, because that's how we're going to present to the print company to print out the poster. If you do want your poster printed for you, please do submit it by March the 25th, and we'll have a link for you to submit all that information.
And you can access that link on the gallery walk page of the equityactionde.com website.
Thank you. Okay, so if you do use those free printing services, or if you've already got a poster, display easels will be provided for you for the gallery walk in person at the Chase Center. So you don't have to worry about bringing yours if you do have one, and if you don't have one, no problem, it'll be available for you. We hope to have an idea of all of the posters that will be at the poster session or at the conference. So if you are bringing your own, that's fine, but you can just let us know that you're bringing one so we can make sure there's a space for you, and we'll tell you where that'll go. We'll have like a little map and a layout, just so you know where your poster is going to be, and you know, hopefully no trouble finding it. And yep, so if you're going to print your own, just do tell us so we can make space for you. Okay, so just some key dates. There will be another webinar on this Thursday, so at lunchtime. So if you know anybody else who this information might be helpful for, if you want to ask anyone in your neighborhood, community, any organizations that you partner with or have friends in, please do tell them about this opportunity. This is open for everyone working on equity in Delaware. So we want to make sure folks have the information needed to participate. So this Thursday, there will be another webinar, and then we're going to take the questions and do a recording that will load up on the Equity Action DE website. And there will be a recording available after those 2 dates. If there is a group that would benefit from like a webinar tutorial session, you know, if you've got a small group of people, or you do need a live person to go over this information, we can make that happen too. Please let us know. So this week we're accepting calls for technical assistance and support. So again, these slides will be sent out, and on that note, on sending them out, if you don't mind just putting your name and email address in the chat so that we can collect that information from you and make sure you get this information. But we're happy to send these out so you've got all the links and all the information to look at later and make sure that you submit, have all the links to submit this stuff.
And of course,
get
all of
connected.
that information is on the equityactionde.com website. Click on Gallery Walk, and all the information's there, and all the links to everything, including this presentation, is there for and accessible on that website.
I just put the equity action in the website in the chat there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, and then again, Monday, March the 25th, that's what we hope for the deadline for all the posters. So then we can get everything over for printing and production and everything like that. If you've got your own printing process or whatever, you're welcome to do so. But happy to make that happen for you and keep it simple. Okay, so this is kind of wordy, but this information is what is going to be collected on the submission form for the poster submission link. So we do, again, hope it's a 24 by 36 inch PDF file. If you want to submit, if you can submit a working file too, so that's like something that can be editable. If there's any glitches, anything that comes up that it gets stuck in the printing process, we can make some quick edits and make it get through the process quickly. So these in the link, when you go to submit a poster, it'll have a upload for the PDF file and an upload for the working file. The other entries on the submission form will be like a name for your poster. So like that's kind of like your project name. A short summary of work, does not have to be very long. There will be check boxes for the vital conditions and urgent needs that are addressed through your work. It's not mandatory, but that'll help us kind of categorize the work for display. The contact people for your project. So if you want any of your stakeholders to be able to contact you and connect to your work through the virtual gallery, we can display these names and whatever contact information that you're comfortable sharing through this virtual gallery. The virtual gallery is not going to be like password protected or anything like that in any way. So I guess that's just one consideration on what information you're comfortable sharing. But you can always do like like just your social media or something like that as a way to get in contact. And actually the virtual gallery has got like a built-in chat and messaging and comment section. Okay, so if you have a website, you can include that, and then any supporting resources that you might have, like a flyer, a video, podcasts, any links to your social media accounts, any documents that support your work, photos, awards. Even if you have a link to like a press release or a news article about the work, we can include that in with your poster on the virtual gallery. So you can contact me if you want. There's also a general mailbox. I'll put here in the chat, info@equityactionde.com. That can be contacted with any questions or concerns. Again, when you get these links or these slides, there will be links to request the technical assistance. There will be links to submit the poster and a link to the website. So you can get connected to all the different things that you might need to get the poster done and register for the event. Questions?
one question that came up in the chat, not directly related to this, but I just wanted to, just in case anybody else was wondering, we had one question. Someone asked if they could, they had already registered and needed to adjust their registration to adjust for childcare. Is a submitted registration for attendance adjustable?
Absolutely. Yeah. And yes, but if you just email that info@equityactionde.com, that's probably just the easiest way. If you're comfortable doing that, you can say what you might need. And just put your inquiry in through that email address. Your response should be editable, so you can also check your confirmation that you received via email, and see if there's a link in there to edit your registration information.
If not, I guess
Either
we
one
can
is
take
fine.
care of that on the back end if you want to
Yeah.
email your request, and we could go in and make an edit.
Either one is fine. Thanks for asking. All right. This is great. I hope I hope you're excited about this opportunity. I hope it's not difficult.
We want to make this as easy as possible for everybody, and support you in any way we can. And this is a real tremendous opportunity for you to tell your organization's story and get your community impact work, not just in front of all the conference attendees, which are going to include elected officials and community leaders and residents and, you know,
Funders.
right, funders, which is, so all of that. And then, of course, a larger platform with a big digital reach as far as the online gallery goes. And then you have a nice asset to take with you for future conferences or other needs that you may have for it, both digitally and in the printed form. So we're really excited to be able to deliver this opportunity for you. And I think it's a great platform.
So please do pass the word on. And then, encourage anyone who you think might have something to share, to get connected to this. Like Patrick said, there's going to be a really broad audience viewing and accessing this information. So I think it's important to showcase the multitude of efforts happening across the state and how much collaboration there is and how many ideas there are, and ways to move the needle on these efforts. So
Any other questions from the floor?
yeah. No, well, thank you, everybody. This is
And if you,
great. Thanks so much for spending your morning with us.
And if you have any other questions, reach out to Leanne, or reach out to info@equityactionde.com with a question. And if you go to equityactionde.com, the gallery walk page, all the information is there, as well as links to all the various resources that you have, as well as to submit a poster. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to, follow up and if you think of something after this. And we will be posting a webinar also on that page. So this one or something, or one identical to this, in case you want to go back and review what was discussed here.
All right, with that, everyone, back to your days. Have an awesome week.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Good luck, Patrick.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
See you later.